Dear all, in this video we are going to see about the conditional statement in English. Conditional sentences are used to speculate what could happen and what we wish would happen. In English, most sentences using the conditionals contain the word if, and in this video we are going to discuss only on the if conditionals. If conditionals are of three types. The first type is called the probable condition. Here the type 1 conditional is used to refer the present or future where the situation is real. Here it likely to happen in the near future. So the probability is more. We call it as a type 1 condition as a probable condition because of this. In this condition, the if clause is in the simple present and the main clause is in the simple future. For example, if I buy a car, I will drive it. Here, it's talk about the future event, I will drive it, but based on the condition that if I buy a car. Here in the nearby future, I can buy a car and I can drive it. So, here the possibility is more. It's talk about the real situation. There are more probability in it. But don't forget, the present form should be followed by the future. But instead of will, we can use shall, may, or can. For example, this sentence can be rewritten as if I buy a car, I may drive it. Or if I buy a car, I can drive it. Or if I buy a car, I shall drive it. Okay, all are good. And the second type of condition is the improbable condition. In improbable condition, it used to refer to the time that is now, but the situation is unreal. In the first condition, the situation is real, talking about the real incident. But here, the situation is unreal, but the time is now, but the least chance of happening. We cannot deny that there is a probability of chance happening, but however, the least chances there. Here, the conditional statement is taking the past form, whereas it's followed by the sentence using would, could, should, or might. This condition is known as an improbable condition. The sentences are not based on the fact and it refers to the hypothetical condition, its probable result. For example, if I just take, if I bought a car, I would drive it. It means that I haven't bought the car yet up to now, but if I, then what would happen? I would drive it. So it's talk about the hypothetical unreal condition. Okay, here the if form must take the past form and it must be followed with would, could, should, and or might. For example, if I bought a car, I would drive it, or if I bought a car, I could drive it, or if I bought a car, I might drive it, can be used. The third type of condition is called impossible condition. In this condition, it refers to the time that is in the past, but the situation is totally contrary to the reality. It's only talking about the impossible thing. It's talking about the in an imaginative situation. The third condition is used to refer the unreal past and its probable results. So it never happens and it's talking about the imaginative statement. Here the if condition should have the past perfect form and it should be followed with would have, should have, might have, or could have, followed with the third form of the verb, that is past participle form of the verb. For example, if I had bought a car, I would have driven it. So it means that I didn't buy the car, I didn't drive the car. But in case if I bought a car, what would have happened? It's talk about that unreality or imaginative situation. If I had bought a car, I would have driven it. Okay. Otherwise, I can say if I had bought a car, I could have driven it. Otherwise, if I had bought a car, I might have driven it. So it's talking about the imaginative past. It never going to happen in the future. And while we talk about the condition, we have to take a note of inversion type of condition also. The third condition what we have seen, the impossible condition. Okay, that is an imaginative. For example, if I had bought a car, what would have happened? I would have driven it. This statement, the imaginative statement, if I had a bought a car, can be rewritten as had I bought a car. The auxiliary form of the sentence, if I had, the had should come before the subject. So we call it as an inversion. Here the verb is not followed by the subject, but the subject is followed by the auxiliary verb. Instead of we write if I had bought some, if I had, okay, we just simply write as had I. So it's called an inversion type. So instead of writing if I had bought a car, I would have driven it, you can write like had I bought a car, I would have driven it. It's called the inversion type. Let's try to solve the following statement. He will be the selected for the team. So something is missing. Okay, he will be selected for the team. And what would be the condition? The condition may be if Ram plays well. Here the condition is in the present form, plays. So the main class must be in the future. He will be. But in case if the condition is in the past, if Ram played well, then the main class must be or should have would, could, should or might. He would be selected for the team. If Ram played well, he would be selected for the team. And in case if the condition is in the past perfect form, if Ram had played well, then it should be followed by would have, should have, might have or could have, followed with the third form of the verb, that is the past participle form of the verb. He would have been selected for the team. Now if I meet you, the if condition takes the present tense, so it must be followed with the future tense. I will inform you. Then the milk would have turned sour. So here they have used would have, so it must be of the third condition. Okay, the impossible condition. So we have to write a condition with the impossibility tone, that is using the past perfect form. So it can be if you had not boiled it properly. If you had not boiled it properly, the milk would have turned sour. And they would have paid you more. Here the same thing, would have paid. So it's talk about the imaginative level. So the condition must have the past perfect form. If you had completed the task on time. If you had completed the task on time, they would have paid you more. Then the next one is had I given their had I gone there earlier. Here the inversion is taken place. Had I means if I had. So the condition is if I had gone there earlier, what would have happened? I would have informed them. So it's called the third type of condition. I hope that this video give you a clear picture about the types of condition and how it should be followed. Just practice it more with the practice worksheets given below. And thank you.